So I seen a wild boar, just one, and there's like a rhino down there and another one over there, and then there's some elephants over here, but it's pretty much nighttime now, so hopefully tomorrow we get to see more up close. So we're here, we're gonna go on this Jeep ride, this World War I Jeep at Kaziranga Park with two guys I met traveling. How long you been traveling?
7-8 days.
Oh, that's it. You guys seem like months. So welcome to Kaziranga Park, where it's the very few places where these lovely one-horned rhinos actually live. They're pretty highly protected. As to 100 years ago, they were not. But poachers do get shot on sight here, so they are trying to protect them as much as they can. The biggest disaster, though, here is not the poachers, it's the flood season here, because Kaziranga Park sits basically in a valley, and there's a river. I'm probably not going to pronounce it right. Brahmaputra, which is the main river that floods off of the Himalayas mountains, and it floods like crazy here. So every season they try to protect the rhinos as best as possible and move them and migrate them to other areas, but sometimes they are not in line and they flood away and end up dead. I will try my best to describe this park because I don't have that much footage here, and I had a lot of camera problems, and also my data was pretty much ran out by the time I got to the park. So I had a lot of trouble with things, but besides that, this is the bed where I slept, this is the valley, this is a rhino, this is me, this is the valley again and the river, and then watch this. So we have this basil seed drink here, mint, and look at it, it looks so weird. And it's very minty.
But go with the weed.
So I'm back again, just kind of had to run that out through. I thought it was a pretty unique drink, as well as this whole park was very unique and very fulfilled, because when I got to the park I was kind of stuck because it rained that day and they didn't let no one in that day. Like I said before, it opened up just a couple days before I even arrived, because it opened up late that year because of the flooding. The flooding, you can see some of the river banks of how drastic the floodplain goes and how big and wide the river is. It's amazing how much it floods, but we're talking the Himalaya mountains, the biggest mountain range in the world, and when it floods off the snow in the springtime, everything's flooding. And this whole bureaucracy of people thinking that we're running out of water. We have all these pipes made for natural gas or oil, or pipes doing other things, when all we have to do is hook up a pipe to one of these floodplains and bam, we have water. And not only that, you have desalination plants that we can do, which 80% of the world is ocean. But anyways, I'm not going to get that political into this. I just want to remind everybody that we have more water than we need. This is a bridge, and I'm just going to kind of go through these photos and kind of talk to you about what's kind of going on. Because when I got to the Kaziranga Park, I met the manager, and he was very pleased of meeting me. So he invited me to go to the rescue park. And I asked him if I can film and stuff, and he told me I couldn't. He wasn't even supposed to really take me there. But I was spending like hours inside the camp for the park, and I was reading the books, because when I got there a little late, and then they were no longer doing any of the tours, and they also said that there was more of the openings of the zones were going to open up the next day, and he said that it would be better for the price and the cost, because it really wasn't that cheap, but it wasn't that expensive either. And you're also benefiting the animals there, because you're paying for the service of them being protected. And it has been known some of the rangers there have killed off or got paid off by other poachers to get money, because these rhino horns can cost anywhere between 20 to 150,000 US dollars. And basically, if you have this kind of money, you are retired for life in India or Bangladesh or China. So we drove an old Jeep to the rescue center. I seen one rhino. They only had one, and they had a couple elephants, and they actually had a couple, I believe it was a jaguar. It was a long time ago, and like I said, I couldn't really video. The guy wouldn't let me, and also I didn't really have that much film anyways to even remember about the park. But I did write a blog. It is in my website, www.forestdestin.com, so make sure you go there and check that out. I wrote actually many blogs, so if you're interested in reading any of my work, it would be much obliged. And thank you for watching my show too, and please subscribe. It definitely helps me out. Anyways, this flooding happens all the time here, and they say that the worst floods happen about every 2.5 years. I don't know how they got this half in place, but the flooding happens so rapidly that it even creates its own tidal bore at the end of the mouth of the river to the ocean. And basically a tidal bore is where the water is gushing so fast from the river that it doesn't have time to soothe out into the ocean. So it's basically making a kind of like a tidal wave. And this is how much water is rushing off of this river into the ocean at one time. But it was an amazing experience. I really like to see animals. I love animals. I love to sponsor UNESCO sites and national heritage sites. And it was an opportunity I got. If you got the opportunity to go to East India, which is very far away, I did include a bunch of... Oh, here's a picture right now of the outside of the rescue camp. That was the only picture I got. Anyways, if you have time and have money, it doesn't really cost that much money in India. India is very cheap, and flights can be a little expensive on the east side of India, but of course the bus system is really cheap. I mean, you can drive a bus for 24 hours in India and only cost you like $20 US dollars. So it's very cheap to travel India. I spent a lot of time trying to balance out my budget, especially when you're around national parks and things like this, because then prices really shoot up. So it takes a lot of time and effort to get information. Also here, there wasn't that much information at all. In fact, I didn't even know about this Kaziranga park until I got to the east side of Shillong, India. So it took me a while to even understand what was going on. And then when I got there, the prices were crazy, and then I had to like look around and find a reasonable budget place. So I put in a lot of information here with the photos. You can kind of scan through it if you want. The park itself was, I believe, cost about around 50 or 60 US dollars. Also, don't be shy. if you have a question or you want to ask me something or get to know something, feel free, ask away. I'm not a hard guy to find. I'm all over Forrest Destine. You can find me on forrestdestine@gmail.com. You can find me at Forrest Destine at Twitter, at Facebook, on Instagram, at YouTube. At YouTube, it's Epic Forrest Destine. But anyways, just if you got a question, ask me. If you want to know something about traveling, ask me. If you want to pay me a little money for helping you, pay me. But either way, I'm going to show you these pictures. At the end of this video, there's something a little bit funny about how the Indian people think towards other people. So you can go ahead and listen to that. And that's pretty much, I'm going to sum it up. India is vastly different, especially East India. Actually, East India doesn't even represent themselves as part of India. So it's like a whole different culture there, and everywhere you go is a different way of people thinking and acting and looking. Well, one thing about India that you must understand very quickly is the internet is not that good there. Some places it's better than others, but it's really not that good. And during my time of traveling India for, well, putting it all together, I traveled India for a year and a half, and basically I traveled, I would say, 50% of India. Almost all the major heritage sites and UNESCO sites I traveled and went to. So I'm very applauded by that, because when I first went to India, they told me, whoa, why are you coming to India? And what are you doing here? And blah, blah, blah. And then I was just kind of joking with the guy, oh, I'm going to travel all of India. And the guy laughed at me, oh, man, that's going to take you more than 30 years. And I said, I'll do it in less than 5. So I can show you a little map of how much I did travel India with all the little red dots, so you can check that out. And also here's another map of my world that I did travel in, so you can kind of get a grasp of how much I have done. But anyways, when I was in India and the data isn't so good and I don't have $1,000 extra for storage fees, storage compartments and SD cards, so I was always trying to scramble, trying to upload, and I couldn't upload because the internet was slow. And then I tried to switch my SD cards and this and that, and it was hectic. But luckily I did get a lot more pictures than videos, because videos really eat up a lot of your storage data. But I got it accomplished. I wrote blogs and I done it, and it's all in my mind. So if you have any questions, ask away. And thanks again for watching, and please share, because it really truly helps other people out that want to see my footage, and it also helps out with the environment I put out there, the knowledge I put out there of what to do, where to go, and how to be safe, and how to budget yourself. And take care now, and we will be talking soon. Ciao. So we have these lady boys that come on the bus, and they ask for money, and the people give them money thinking like it's good luck or something, because they feel that the people are different, and they have to pay them because they think different. Crazy in this country. And mainland India had the same too. Yeah. That was her. Not very good video film, but anyways, you get the point. What? Why?
Because singles are different from our society. So that's
They're different from the society.
yeah. They
So
don't get any kind of job. That's their profession.
They don't get a job, so they just go, huh? Crazy. But then what about like if you see old people on the side, you don't give them no money, huh? Only the so-called beautiful ones.
They ask money from only.
So I just finished reading this book, Kaziranga, the Rhino Century. And I was gonna give it to a school kid around the park that I'm going to, Kaziranga. And instead, this guy, my bus seat partner, he, Jeddah, Zitsurai, yeah, is a school teacher. So I'm giving him the book and he'll keep it at the school. Okay? Happy days.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. This restaurant here serves the same food all day long. Potatoes, what is it? Potatoes and parasa.
Yeah, paratha.
That's what the meal's called.
Yeah.
But it's potatoes,
Potatoes,
beans, spicy shit,
dal.
and dal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're at this restaurant, and they also serve this snack with bull sperm. Bull milk, and they mix it with this. What's that called?
Buffalo meat.
No, this
Ras malai.
malai. Yeah, it's pretty good. And this shit is spicy.
Hey man, so how are you, bro? So this is the Oguri Hills. I thought of bringing you here yesterday, but you had no time, so I just thought that I'll make a video of this place and send you. It is not connected to any historical or anything like that. It's just a small trekking trail. As you can see, there are lots of trees and it's very peaceful. There are no people around. It's really peaceful, and it's so cool here. No heat, no humidity. It's very cool here, man. You just walk to the top of the hill. There is the top of the hill, and you will get a 360-degree view of the whole town. Yeah, I'll take you there, man. The next time if you come. And thanks for recommending Dave Matthews, man. I was listening to him today here now at this place, and it was really peaceful, man. Really peaceful. I'll show you around when I get to the top. Over and out, bro. As you can see, bro, I reached the top. Yeah. As you can see, this is the edge of this hill, and if you follow, you'll go down there, man. We reached our destination here finally. There's the river, that's Brahmaputra. That's the valley. So it's a big valley, man. Hey, I want to show you something interesting, man. I don't know if this stone is deformed or something, but there is a seat made up here, man. You can see it here, man. It's like a big throne. It's throne of Thor. Yeah, just look at it. There's the seat, and it's like big handles, and there is the backrest. I don't know, man. If someone curved it out, or it's just deformed. I don't know, man. You figure it out, bro. So if you can see there, you can see the whole city, like the Chernobyl.